Good morning, man. I don't know how the hell anyone can't get pumped after that intro. That gets you going for the day. Crank that up and watch that on loop for a little bit. That definitely get you pumped. Good morning. I am Dan, and I am with the Flux team. For all the new users, I am the Chief Strategy Officer that I help with planning the community project and also with Zelcore as well. I have Ali on with me as well. He is in the business development team, and I'm really happy and excited to get together today and talk a little bit about some of the fantastic stuff we're doing in marketing and PR. So in the past, for the past few years, we were addressed by a lot of community members that said that when we weren't fans of marketing and PR, but in reality, we're very big fans of marketing and PR. But the issue is we wanted to have a totally developed project so that when people found the project, they knew what they were looking at and what they could use. So often in crypto, we see projects that are out there and they really honestly are a white paper and a bunch of hype and bullshit. And that's not us. That's not what we do. We wanted a very fully developed project in Flux and Zelcore and ZelID and Zell Labs and all the ecosystem components that you see with the platform. And I think we've worked very hard on that for the past 3 years, 3.5, 4 years. And very diligently work through markets that weren't always conducive for development. And I would challenge any project in the space to look at our GitHub repository and match the voraciousness that this team has had in building out our dream that we started 4 years ago for a decentralized computational network and a multi-asset platform that was a symbiotic ecosystem. There's not many out there like that, and that's for sure. So one of those things that as we moved through was the rebrand that came out, and the rebrand was essential. And you hear a lot of people say, "Well, why do we rebrand? We had a footprint with the Zell name." Well, we wanted to make sure that we were clean and clear of and really be our own project, not a fork, not a child project, not a project that's been created, because we've changed so much and so exponentially that you can't really be aligned or assigned with another one of the projects in the space, because we're not them. We've changed basically everything about us. So the rebrand was highly essential, and with the rebrand brought a new economic model. We have been very good stewards of our resources over the past 3 years. There's a lot of projects that closed up shop, and as a matter of fact, we've got people that work for the project that worked on other projects that were excellent developers, excellent coders, excellent marketing and PR individuals that are working for us now. And because we saved our pennies, or saved our flux in this case, and we made sure that we were ready in those downtimes. The other thing is the commitment from the community. The commitment from the community was absolutely imperative. It kept us going through the downtime. It kept us with developing our network, allowing us to iterate, being understanding that when you have new technology, you break it. If you're not breaking it, you're not doing it right. And they really did a good job with that. So with that rebrand and that new economic model that was put out, we acknowledged that marketing and PR was a very imperative piece. And as a matter of fact, we came up with a brand new marketing PR plan, and you can find that on the Flux Labs YouTube channel. And I highly recommend you watch through it. Today, what we're going to talk about is the first, and I call it the marketing and PR blitz stage 1. So you'd have to be laying under a rock somewhere to have not seen the motion that we've made in the past 3 or 4 weeks in terms of marketing and PR. Twitter is out the roof. Our YouTube watch hours have exponentially went up. The Telegram, and we now have a highly involved Telegram community. We continue to work with our WeChat and Weibo area. We are identifying all of these marketing opportunities, and we'll talk a little bit about this in the presentation. So this presentation is going to be about 20 minutes long, and then we'll take some AMA questions in Discord in the AMA area right at the end. So let's go. All right, I just want to show this. Ali, make sure that this shows up, please. maybe. You see that all right, Allie?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome, guys. So this is a presentation specifically around the marketing and PR blitz. This is phase one. And you're going to say, how many phases are we talking about? And we're talking about a lot of different phases, because this is going to be an ongoing organic development of awareness, brand awareness, increasing awareness of Flux, what Flux does, the decentralized computational network, and vicariously Zelcore and the whole host of suites that we have with that, D2FA, ZelID, so on and so forth. It's going to be driving engagement. So essentially, we want to make sure that we're reaching out to individuals that are looking in the space for particular projects that are realistic and real. You've seen the market go up. People are looking at projects. Computational resources is huge right now, and it's going to continue to be huge in the future, because essentially we're going to be running all the projects that people are going to be building on. So we're really excited about that. We want to promote our use case. So we want to be able to share exactly what Flux does. And in that, also, as people start to learn what Flux is, they are going to learn what Zelcore is. They're going to learn what ZelID is. The rabbit hole is deep, my friends. They fall down it, they're here. Very rarely have I ever heard somebody that has downloaded Zelcore and said they didn't like it. And if they didn't, it was probably because they shouldn't have been in crypto to begin with. So, we're making it easier to use for those individuals every single day. Our user base has grown immensely in Zelcore. We are well over 250,000 users now and growing. So every day we continue to keep developing that. And then we also want to push app development. So, this first phase that you're going to hear about is phase one, but then there's going to be multiple phases targeting other one. And the last thing is, let's get some. Let's go out there as a community and make sure that there isn't one person that doesn't understand, at least from a 10,000 foot, what we are, what Flux is, what Zelcore is. We get our cadence together, and we as a team go out there and we are educated. We were well versed. We do not shill our project. We engage, right? So if we do that as a team, and I mean, when I say a team, the community is a team, then we are going to be successful with this project. And we are seeing it already. So I said, one of the things that I coined, somebody asked one time, they said, what is Flux used for? I said, well, when the internet was created, people asked, what can it be used for? And when Flux was created, people asked, what can it be used for? That's an easy little blurb to say, have people think about the fact when the internet was conceived, and the Daily Show or whatever it was talking about, what's that A sign, the amper, what is that thing? We are there. We're starting to become educators. We need to educate. So when you say marketing and PR, it's not necessarily marketing PR as we've seen it in crypto in the past, because that's not inducive of technology. Technology doesn't advertise and market and PR like that. What they do is a lot of times in crypto is they show a project might have a white paper, might have a proof of concept, who knows. We're going to take it to the next level. We're going to engage those individuals and show them the actual technology that's behind that. And I'm really super excited about it, because I think it's a hell of an opportunity for us to continue to keep growing. So our marketing objectives are this: because Flux has always been a fairly distributed proof of work currency, the foundation has been entirely allocated to technology development. Marketing has historically been difficult. With the fork, the expansion of the foundation budget, we propose dramatic expanding marketing over the next 6 months to boost awareness, engagements, and participation. Factual. The foundation allowed us to continue to keep growing through the bear market. And with that, gave birth to some of the better projects. I say the best project in the space, because there's no other projects doing what we're doing, hands down. But now our job is as the market's becoming aware, people are starting to participate more in the market, our job is to create that engagement, right? So under awareness, we want to create visibility for Flux. We want to talk about shared information on the technology itself. The easy way that I say it is I always say we are the AWS of decentralized infrastructure. And people can understand that. Fair. I mean, I tried to explain it to my mom. She didn't get it, but I broke it down and she got it finally. The economic model included partnership rewards. As we continue to develop out the nodes, we're seeing firsthand that it isn't just a one and done. We're going to see multiple projects. You can see 15, 20, 30 projects that are available to point your computational resources to on Flux and be rewarded for providing those computational resources. We want to expand awareness of Zelcore Plus and of Flux nodes, because Flux nodes are huge. They're a really big talking piece right now, and it puts us in a really good situation where we have these use cases where we can stand technology up fairly quickly. And you'll see not only blockchain-based projects, but you're going to see standard technology stacks that start to gravitate toward blockchain or decentralized technology. And they say, well, why, Dan, would you use decentralized technology or decentralized computational network instead of AWS? Because AWS is super easy, right? Well, guess what? Flux is going to be super easy too. And it's going to be decentralized, and it's going to be uncensorable, and it's going to be you can keep going from there. If you want to run an autonomous organization, do it on an autonomous network. Do it on a network that is decentralized. And we're going to talk a little bit about X-DAO today, and our first iteration into what X-DAO looks like. And I'm really super excited about that. We want to expand the awareness to application web deployment on the Flux network. Right now, we have, you could literally build a website, a secure website on Flux. You could also launch a Dockerized application that you designed in any particular programming language that works for you, right? We need to be able to share that information in a very succinct way so that these individuals understand, developers, small, medium, and large corporations, legacy platforms, crypto projects that are looking for infrastructure, you name it. We can do it. There's hardly a time when someone says, Dan, can we do this with Flux? And I say no. So we really are open to a lot of different things. And 10 million unique views on Flux technology. That's the target over the next several months. So we want to get this in front of 10 million different people, and we want to build awareness through different campaigns, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. We want to increase our engagement. We want to boost our Run on Flux followers to about 50,000. That's a 10x. And I can tell you right now, the mods, I want to thank every single one of the mods on the project, because they have been inundated to the point where we've added 3 new mods because we are getting so much growth. I didn't check it this morning, but we were well over 12,000 followers on Flux. And I believe at the rate we're going, we'll probably be 20,000 here before too long, which is amazing. So you say, how did that happen? Well, how did that happen is we began campaigns, and we're going to talk a little bit more about these direct campaigns. We started doing a lot of AMAs. So I have done several AMAs myself. We have several AMAs, and shout out to Ali for a lot of the putting those together. And that brings centralized engagements for a little bit of nothing. We pay a little bit of Flux to be there. And the one AMA I did had 100,000 people on it. 100,000 people, and it was, and when they started asking questions, I couldn't do it. I had to pick some, and Ali picked some, and we did as much as we could, but we were 2 hours into it later, and I was like, yeah, can't do anymore. That's great. So, but it gives us an idea of what they're looking for, and what they're looking for is us to be evangelists of the use case. So what can you use it? Why is this not like Bitcoin? That's a big thing that we get. We want to increase our activity with our Discord users. We have a vibrant Discord community. There's no doubt I have 40 Discord channels, and this one by far is the most educated, the most developed, and the most you want to hang out there and you want to talk a little bit. So we want to continue to increase that without going and jumping the shark and ending up to in a big shill fest. So we're going to make sure that we continue to keep good controls on all those areas. Our Telegram followers, I am amazed how fast that has grown. And shout out to Ali and all the guys that are modding Telegram, and we are looking for additional Telegram moderators if they're floating around and you're interested in participating. So yeah, if you're interested in participating and helping us out, man, we'll take it. So just reach out to Ali and tell him you're willing to help out modding there. We also want to really focus on our China and Asian markets. We want to 50x our WeChat, and we want to see more activity on Weibo. These are markets that are very ripe and align very well with the Flux platform. So we want to make sure we continue to put emphasis on that. Participation. We want to find developers to launch dApps on Flux Network, and we're going to pay them to do it. So the granting process is going to be expedited. Essentially, the way it's going to work, and we'll talk about it with the X-DAO, is the group of people that are participating in the node network today will be the ones that are going to make those decisions and help us find projects and release projects on the platform. They have to be vetted. They have to be, a project that's going to benefit the community. And then, of course, the community will vote, and they will be able to deploy their ecosystem on Flux. So we're looking forward to that. We want to expand the awareness of our partnership. Yeah, we want to tout our partnerships like what we do with KDA. We've added 2 or 3 new partnerships over the past couple weeks, and they were important. GetBlock, which is a backup for our infrastructure, for Zelcore's infrastructure, that is a huge partnership. We're going to continue to keep developing that out. The partnership with Coin Metro was immense. It brought us to a entirely different level because we have a true USD and a true Euro pairing, and also they're getting ready to launch basically our Flux nodes on their exchange. So if you have 2,000 or 3,000 Flux and you want to participate in a Flux node, you can lock that up on their exchange, and it'll actually be locked in Zelcore. So they're going to start to run these nodes themselves, which is great. And I can see that there's many different projects that could do iterative stuff like that as well. We want to create activity on social channels to boost organic activity. Make no mistake, what we're doing is organic, yet it's aggressive. So we are injecting ourselves into conversations where individuals are talking about the particular platform. We're doing that with a couple different ways. There is a team that had been formed specifically for marketing and PR. It's not associated with the developers. I am aware of it, and I'm happy that they're doing it because that's what the community should do. But they are very super aggressive with their rollout, and I'm super excited to see what that becomes, because they have really, over the past 4 weeks, we've really stepped it up quite a bit. We want to create social media force to pressure exchanges, influencers, and markets to supercharge the market. There is no doubt, if you are in people's face and you are verbal and you create your own opportunities, it is a very difficult. Somebody asked me, they said, we saw you added Rosetta, Coinbase Rosetta. Does that mean you'll get listed on Coinbase? And I said, Coinbase does what Coinbase wants to do, but we're going to make it so that we are such an irresistible force that they have to add us. So that's the ultimate goal. Get out there, get in their face, make sure that they know. Don't get in their face literally, but answer their questions. If they ask, what do you want to see? That's our response. And we want to boost Zelcore usage. As I said, the downloads of Zelcore, I don't know if you checked out the new website, but it's fantastic. I mean, the user interface is getting better every day. We're even working on some revamps on that as well. We are the #1 multi-asset, decentralized multi-asset platform in the space, hands down. There is none. There is none that are better, and I'm saying that, and I believe that. we took the miners, the traders, the hodlers, the people that want to participate in the technology, and we're bringing them to one particular place, and they love it, and we're going to continue to keep growing it. We are agnostic to any other. We are not aligned with an exchange. We're not aligned with. We can put whatever we want into our platform, and we can show people that. And it's a little bit of something for everyone. So we catch them with that. So the targeted marketing channels will be Twitter. Obviously, we have Twitter. Twitter is a big deal for the crypto space, not so much for the technology space. That continues on into LinkedIn and things as we're going to cultivate those in the next round. So we want to make Twitter marketing with a combination of influencers, spotlighting, sponsorship, large community channels, providing giveaways focused on increasing and joining existing social channels. We want to push our users who are already here. We want to push them to those channels, but we also want to engage people that are logistically working with other people, other you don't want to say influencers. I mean, people love the word influencer, but essentially people that know the technology and are not necessarily just shilling it, but they're trying to engage people as well. You can see some of those promotions already being ran on Twitter today. If you go in there, $Flux, and you can scroll down and you can see a bunch of them. YouTube, we will leverage influencers and creators to spotlight and review and promote Flux with sponsorships of investing, mining, and general crypto channels. We will, in a minute, talk about some of the ways we're going to pay for this and the engagements. Look, everything in crypto, there's a gatekeeper. That's the way it is. There's no such thing as a free meal here. So we have to understand that if we're engaging these influencers or if we're engaging these people that we want to participate with, then we're going to have to pay the toll, and that's just the way it is, right? So we're going to do it in a smart way so that we are good economic stewards, and we're going to spread that out through different channels, and we're going to get them to do reviews and engagements on the platform. And WeChat and Weibo, we're going to target the Chinese and Asian market, develop both for influencers, content articles, Weibo, and management of the WeChat groups. So WeChat is one of our underdeveloped areas, and it wasn't by choice. It was just by resources, but the resources got much better. So we have a good, really good individual who's working over there as moderator in SEM, and we're really excited about it. All marketing will utilize aggressive tactics, but targeted development structure. So when I say aggressive tactics, I mean we're actually going to be aggressive in our responses and our engagements, but that's not to the point where it's over the top. No traditional paid media will be utilized. We're not going to pay for write-ups in traditional media markets. These are all organic and developed from the ground up. Now, I will tell you, there is another phase that addresses this specifically, and that's how we start to develop out our traditional media coverage. So, and we're going to do that coming up, down the road as well. 100% social media, targeting influencers, content creators, and communities. So the nice thing about us is we have ins with just about every community that is out there. So if we ask for that favor, we 275 projects in Zelcore alone that we can engage and continue to keep developing with. So this is the very first community proposal. This proposal was written and submitted, and I went over it, and we're putting it together from Bad English Tea, who's one of our long-term supporters. Big shout out to Bad English Tea and what he's doing with his group. It's really given us a real shot in the arm, and we're really looking forward to it. The proposal is a special one-time initiative, phase one-time initiative for aggressive Flux marketing. We're asking to release 750,000 Flux from the foundation for a one-time initiative. We are also going to raise 250,000 flux from community whales to support the activity. So for a total of 1 million flux that we will allocate specifically for engagements and development in the market. This ensures and expedites our opportunities with influencers that are interested in a project and long-term interested in the project to reduce dilution in the market. So one of the things that when we talk to these individuals about doing a review is as they start to learn about it, we ask them to become long-term community members as well. And a lot of them do. We're very early in this project, so that they once they see it, they're really happy with it, and then we end up. I mean, I've done several podcasts with people that found it, and they've invested and hey, can you come on my podcast? And it's been great. The timeline for this is we're going to develop a 5-month marketing timeline to promote Flux through September of 2021. So 750,000 Flux from the foundation, 250,000 flux from the whale team community that has donated. So 1 million total flux. Timeline is 5 months approximately through September of 2021. And then post September marketing, we're going to achieve critical mass of awareness and engagement that no further paid media will be required. And Flux will organically go through social channels. So what does that mean? That means that at that particular point in time, round one would be complete. Blitz one would be complete. And if it will be successful, and then when it is successful, people will come to us instead of us going to them. And that's the ultimate goal. This will be the very first X-DAO. The DAO will allow for the node operators to vote on whether or not this will be approved. So, we've talked a lot about the X-DAO in the past. If you're not familiar with that is the autonomous network that is going to govern the Flux ecosystem. Okay. And the way that works is essentially you'll be able to vote for this in Flux and Zelcore on whether the funds will be released for marketing or not. And the breakdown is as follows. Cumulus node owners will get 1 vote, Nimbus 2.5 votes, and Stratus 10 votes. Within the next week or so, you'll actually be able to see an area in Zelcore where you can sign a transaction and you'll vote. And that will be actually the very first vote on the X-DAO and the first iteration of the X-DAO. And it is very simplistic. The first release of the X-DAO vote will be yes or no. Should we start our marketing campaign, develop a marketing campaign, push it out for the next 5 months, or no? Simple as that. That X-DAO will then continue to kind of keep growing and iterating, and we will have proposals from businesses and others that will want to come and work on the project, and that's the process they'll go through. So really excited because this is the first opportunity to see the X-DAO work. It's going to be continue to expand. So we're talking about staking Flux eventually so that you can participate and get a vote in that system as well. We want to make sure that we include all users in the ecosystem at some point. And so how will it work? So the budget will be released monthly of 200,000 Flux, assuming 250 raised by the community. A team of steadfast community members led by Pittix, Bad English T, Alley will identify and evaluate marketing opportunities based on the community size, impact, influencer reach, and number of factors. So they're doing the legwork. They're going out and they're looking at it. These guys are not associated with the Flux project and the proper, but they are independent group that is just wants to see the project succeed, and they see a need, they're going to fill it. All media will be tracked and optimized. If tactics prove ineffective, they will not be repeated. Tactics that generate strong responses will work and be replicated. So we're very iterative process. We'll figure it out. We'll fail. We'll learn from that, and then we'll be successful. The decisions. Bad English T will make all the budgetary decisions for expenditures. No single initiative will be allocated for more than 25K Flux. So we have to have somebody that's at the head of this, running this. And Bad English Tea has volunteered to do this. He's been in the community since I've been in the community. So he's an OG, and he tells me all the time, he says, I only hold Bitcoin and Flux, so let's do this. So he has 10 years of experience in agency marketing, managing media campaigns in excess of $10 million, has been a member of the community since inception. It's currently holding in excess of 3 million Flux. He loves to throw that out. He just loves to talk about himself, but running 30 plus Stratus nodes and has never sold any Flux since he started accumulating. He has also contributed over 250,000 Flux to community initiatives. All of this is 100% accurate and true and verified. This guy's been here forever. I was a guest at his house, got to have coffee and a couple beers, and really just a genuinely nice guy that wants to see the community grow. So I'm excited to see him take that initiative. My question is, why not earlier? Not just kidding. We know why not earlier. You can't market and PR in a bear market, and we know that. Transparency. All expenditures will be tracked and publicly available. One of the big things that people ask, they say, well, what's our money being spent on? Well, you're going to know. So it will be available for the public. He's going to do some type of a spreadsheet or a website or something that he'll show who was engaged, how much Flux was spent, and what was the initiative was successful or not. No funds will be paid for marketing operations or compensation to the members of the marketing team. So let me read that one again, because that one always gets me. 100% of expenditures will go to paid media initiatives. No funds will be paid for marketing operations or compensation to team members or marketing team. There are a lot of individuals on this project, working with this project, that are not being paid. They're doing it because they believe in the project. I'm one included. I believe that this project is going to be the next AWS, a decentralized AWS, and we will be successful in what we want to do. So it's a very exciting thing. Monthly transparency report will be made available detailing all paid media initiatives. If marketing does not show strong response to the Flux price or boosting communications, Bad English Tea has the discretion to immediately cease marketing activity and return all funds to the foundation. That would be if I'd say Bitcoin would decide to all of a sudden just do one of its things and go down to 10K again, and everybody becomes really bearish, and there's no opportunity to really push through the next cycle. And we say, yeah, let's save our money and let's catch the next wave. So it's good to have that out, and very forward thinking on Bad English Tea's part. So we'll talk a little bit about the network governance. So we talked a little bit about the X-DAO. So Flux is the governance that runs this process, right? So it's a decentralized computational network. Holding Flux will give the node ops the ability to govern and develop the network. First vote will be our marketing and PR release. A new website will be created, run on Flux. It's already done. And we're going to also have a forum there as well, so that we can start to have people submit basically proposals to the community, just like Bad English Tea did today. These proposals will be submitted and voted for consideration. It's an estimated 1 week turnaround for these different ones. So let's say Airbnb decides they want to run an autonomous network, or maybe a hybrid-based network where they use a decentralized computational network in tandem with a standard conventional tech stack. This would be awesome for us to be able to get this out quickly, and also in a seamless way, so they're not confused by the process. It's very, very straightforward. If the proposals are accepted, the Docker image will be launched, and the person, a company who was notified with the proposal, we'll let them know. All payments in Flux will be, now the word burned is used here, but essentially all payments in Flux will be returned to the foundation for future development. I see probably the foundation paying for quite a bit of the development, these new devs, as we raise money through the foundation and perpetuate it. I think it's a secular model. There probably will be a burn discussed at some point, but for now, we want to put it back in more flux in circulation means more nodes in circulation, which means more people involved. And the flux governance model 1.0 will be released. Well, this is it. We've kind of talked about it here. The very first iteration will come within about a week. Our very first vote will be, whether or not we want to engage in this marketing NPR campaign, and you'll see that. I want to say Trunk's coming up with a couple different versions, but I believe the one that we will land on will be a sign. You have to sign a message from your Zelle ID, and then that will allow you to vote yes or no, and that will collect all the votes, and we'll know, and the community will have done their first job. So if you're interested in helping, if you're sitting out there right now and you're like, wow, this sounds like fun, which it is fun. I've had a really good time over the past couple of days just watching it grow. Reach out to Bad English Tea on Discord or Ally and tell them that, you're interested in helping in that group. Well, we have a new channel called the Flux Army. Essentially, that is where we'll start to share information as we get it. So we'll post it in the Flux Army area. You can participate, but what we highly recommend is each individual to continue to keep engaging. And we will be getting a deeper level of a tipping system as well eventually to help reward some of the people that are out there really doing a lot of work. So we're looking forward to it. That is my presentation. So I want to thank you all for coming today. I want to thank all of the mods. I want to thank the core team. I want to thank Ollie, especially has been unbelievably helpful with everything. He's been very, very selfless and really helped us, especially in the Telegram area. Bet, and his team for the initiative, putting it in front of us, and we're already seeing the fruits of our reward. When you have a good project and you got to get it in front of people's faces, this is a nice organic way to do it. You people are motivated. Pavlov's dog. If you ring the bell, they're gonna take a look, and if they're rewarded from it, then they're gonna check it out. And once they come, they never leave. I mean, I very rarely see individuals that stop using the product. So thank you all for coming today. Also, big thanks to the developer team. Anyone I forgot, I'm sorry, but thanks to you guys as well. And thanks to the community. So, all right, guys, this is the first part of the day. So the next AMA will be at 12 o'clock Eastern time. And that's going to be a technical AMA with the man, the myth, the legend, Blonde Frogs is going to come on today, and he's going to hang out and answer questions with us. It's way past today. It's his bedtime, but he might pop in. Who knows? So